Two men, two leaders, two monsters. Negan, the ruthless king of barbed wire and brutality. The governor, the cold-blooded mastermind of mayhem. Both left trails of destruction in their wake, but who truly reigns supreme as The Walking Dead's most dangerous villain? Stick around as we dive into the ultimate showdown between Negan and the governor. But before we start, tell us in the comments, are you Team Negan or Team Governor? Let's get into it. Let's start by digging into their origins. Negan and the governor weren't born villains. They were shaped by the apocalypse. It's fascinating to think about how different their lives might have been if the world hadn't gone to hell. Negan's backstory. Before the outbreak, Negan was a high school gym teacher. That's right. The man who swung a barbed wire bat at people's heads once coached dodgeball. He wasn't perfect even then. He was unfaithful to his wife, Lucille, and struggled with responsibility. But when Lucille was diagnosed with cancer, Negan's world came crashing down. He was devastated when she died right at the start of the apocalypse. Losing her marked the beginning of his descent into darkness, leading to the creation of the ruthless leader we know today. The governor's past. Now, the governor, whose real name was Philip Blake, had his own tragic backstory. In the comics, he was a down-on-his-luck man, struggling to keep his family together. But in the show, his story was even darker. After the outbreak, his wife had already passed and his daughter Penny was bitten. Unable to let her go, he kept her as a walker, feeding her scraps and brushing her hair like she was still alive. It's chilling to think about the psychological toll that must have taken. He didn't just lose his humanity, he willingly gave it up to keep control. Leadership is what made Negan and the governor so dangerous. They both knew how to manipulate people, but their methods couldn't have been more different. Negan's style. Negan ruled through fear, but his charisma made him magnetic. He wasn't just a brute, he was a performer. Remember his little pig, let me in" moment? It's like he'd been waiting his whole life for an audience. But here's the twist. Negan's rule wasn't just about fear, it was also about order. His brutal system ensured survival, and many saviors genuinely believed in his way of life. He had a twisted moral code, like when he punished a savior for attempting to assault Sasha. It's these contradictions that make Negan so intriguing. The governor's style. The governor was the ultimate manipulator. To his people in Woodbury, he was a savior. He provided safety, food, and a sense of normalcy. But behind closed doors, he was controlling and sadistic. The fish tanks filled with walker heads were more than trophies. They were his way of processing trauma. And let's not forget his showdown with Merle and Michonne, where he revealed just how far he was willing to go to maintain control. The governor versus Rick. The governor's war with Rick was deeply personal. It wasn't just about territory, it was about revenge. After losing his daughter and being humiliated, he became obsessed with destroying Rick's group. His attack on the prison was a devastating moment in the series. That tank? Iconic. But his downfall was his inability to let go of his vendettas. His desire for control consumed him, leading to his death at the hands of Michonne. Negan versus Rick. Negan's war, on the other hand, was a chess game. He didn't want to destroy Rick, he wanted to break him, and for a while he succeeded. Watching Rick kneel as Negan declared, "I am everywhere," was one of the most chilling moments in the series. But unlike the governor, Negan underestimated Rick's resilience and ability to unite communities. Their final confrontation wasn't just about defeating Negan. It was about proving that mercy could prevail over brutality. Negan's redemption. Negan's story took a surprising turn. After losing power, he began to reflect on his actions. His bond with Judith showed a softer side, and his role in defeating Alpha and the Whisperers hinted at genuine change. When he apologized to Maggie for killing Glenn, it wasn't just lip service, it was a pivotal moment that showed his capacity for growth. The governor's spiral. In contrast, the governor spiraled further into madness. Even when given a second chance with a new family, he couldn't escape his need for control. His final attempt to take the prison was pure desperation, leading to his inevitable demise. It's a tragic end for a man who might have been a great leader in another life. Speculation: what if the governor had met Negan? Would they have teamed up or would their egos have clashed? Imagine that showdown. Negan's legacy. Negan left a lasting impact on the series, even after losing his power. His redemption arc added layers to his character, making him one of the most complex figures in The Walking Dead. The governor's impact. The governor's reign was shorter but no less devastating. His cold-blooded tactics and psychological warfare made him a terrifying adversary. So, there you have it. Two titans of terror, two unforgettable villains. Whether you're a fan of Negan's twisted charisma or the governor's cold cunning, one thing is clear: The Walking Dead wouldn't have been the same without them. If you enjoyed this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe for more Walking Dead content, and don't forget to share your theories in the comments. Until next time, stay safe out there, and beware of walkers.